Hi there, and thank you for coming today to my channel where I'm going to be talking about bankruptcy and its effect on other cases, civil cases. In this case, we're going to be talking about two different jurisdictions and we're going to be talking about a car accident case. Now, let's go over a little bit over the facts here. This was a question from a reader who was unfortunately, actually, fortunately initially, was going to Vermont to see a family wedding and they got in a car accident while they were there. Now, the problem is this vacation that now they have to deal with this issue. They're residents of the state of Alabama. What is going to happen because a lawsuit is filed in Vermont? Now, first question, should it be filed in Vermont? Absolutely. You know why? Because that's where the car accident took place. That's the court that's going to have jurisdiction. But how do we handle this from a practical standpoint if we're in another state? Very simple. First thing we have to look at is the reality that we're dealing with, we're dealing with technology. A lot of these hearings, if we're not going to file for bankruptcy, you could always appear remotely. Some judges might require a motion, always know what the typical practices are of that particular county, especially that judge. But let's say we're going to do bankruptcy. We're not interested in negotiating this. The bottom line is it's a car accident. They can't afford to pay it back. Can bankruptcy take care of that? The answer is absolutely bankruptcy will take care of that. That's not a non-issue. A bankruptcy case will wipe out the judgment related to that car accident. The only exception is if it's a DUI, then that's not going to work. But other than that, we're good. We could file for bankruptcy. Now, here's the important part. When bankruptcy is filed, understand we have the automatic stay. The automatic stay prevents cases from moving forward. Not all cases. Let's be clear on that. Child support case shouldn't be affected, criminal case shouldn't be affected, etc. But this is just a typical lawsuit, right? It's a car accident, it's a negligence case. Can that be stopped by the automatic stay? Absolutely. Here's another important part of the automatic stay. I'm just going to put code D here, not write out the whole thing. Let's say there's two parties on the promissory note, the car loan, and to the title and the insurance related to that car. That means both people are going to get sued. Now, what happens if only one of them files for bankruptcy? Well, the answer is the automatic stay protects both of them. So if it's a Chapter 13, remember, we're doing a payment plan for 3 to 5 years. For those 5 years, there could be no collection action against the co-debtor. Now, here's the negative. If the co-debtor does not file for bankruptcy, once that debt is paid off or liquidated, let's say, and discharged by the original debtor, then the co-debtor has to pay or file for bankruptcy as well. So that is one negative. When it comes to being a co-debtor, ultimately, you could be responsible for that debt as well. Now, here's the other important part, the automatic stay. We're talking two different states. We're talking Alabama, and we're also talking Vermont. How does one affect the other? You're covered. You're all good. Here's why. Bankruptcy is federal law. Federal law is known as the supreme law of the land. Think of this, nice and easy. Supreme Court. Got it? See that connection there? Supreme Court, supreme law of the land. Whatever the Supreme Court says, that is the law of the land. There cannot be a contradictory law at the state or county level because that's just not the way that our system works. Now, bankruptcy is federal. So once bankruptcy is filed, guess what? I don't care what state you're in, and I don't care what state the lawsuit in, the automatic stay kicks in. They're protected, so until something changes, the case is approved and the discharge of that debt is accepted or a dismissal, whatever it is, the automatic stay will stay in place. Now, here's more important. What are you going to do? Well, we got the obvious, right? File for bankruptcy, kick in that automatic stay. Are you done? No, you're not. You got to take one more little tiny step. And here's why. Suppose it wouldn't work with me because I am on the list for to receive notices in bankruptcy. But let's say, again, this is a perfect example. There's that car accident. Chances are the person that was crashed into is not on the bankruptcy list unless they happen to be a bankruptcy lawyer. When you file for bankruptcy, by the time the clerk's office sends the notice saying that this person filed for bankruptcy, it could be a couple of weeks, right? So how do you speed up this process to prevent a wage garnishment or anything else from happening? Right here. You got to file the suggestion of bankruptcy. Suggestion of bankruptcy, once the bankruptcy case is filed, you have your case number that's given to you, the case number, whatever, case number 123. The suggestion of bankruptcy now gets filed in the state court action. And it's basically that, it's a notice of filing. You just say notice of filing. Here is attached a suggestion of bankruptcy. The debtor filed for bankruptcy on July 12th. That's all that has to be done. That way, when it's filed in a state court case, automatically everybody associated with that case, especially the plaintiff or the petition that started that lawsuit, is notified that a bankruptcy took place. Now that the proof of the bankruptcy has been filed, guess what? We're back to the automatic stay. And now that case can't go forward. So remember, it's not just filing for bankruptcy and then there's nothing else to be done. You have to file the suggestion of bankruptcy. And that gets filed when you file for bankruptcy. If you're at the clerk's office, they can print one up for you. Or if you have the online access for Pacer, there's a link that you can click for that, and it'll take you to suggestion of bankruptcy. Save that in a PDF format, file that with the notice of filing in the state court action, and you're good. See how simple that was? But you got to do the suggestion of bankruptcy. That will prevent the lawsuit from going forward, wage garnishments, and all those issues. All right. Now, this was a question from a reader. Like always, if you have any questions, feel free to send out an email to me, and I can probably make a video out of it, just giving you a quick explanation of how the process works. All right. Take care of yourself. Please drive safely, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, post them down there below, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.